Okay, this page is equations with variables on both sides. I'll give you a second to write the first example down. 5x equals 2x plus 15. Okay, remember you need to put up your fence so that we get business taken care of on both sides of the equal sign. Okay, move the smaller of the two variables. Okay, 2 is the smaller one. It's positive, so to undo it, we need to subtract 2x on both sides. This one cancels out. That leaves us with 3x on the left. Bring down the 15. Go ahead and divide by your 3. So x is equal to 15 divided by 3 or 5. And you're done. For example 2, 4x equals 30 minus x. Again, put your fence up. Move the smaller of the two. Negative x is going to be smaller than 4x, so I'm going to do the opposite of what it says there. So minus x, we're going to add x to both sides. Cancels on the right. 4x plus 1x would be 5x equals 30. Divide by 5 to get x alone. So 30 divided by 5 would be 6, and you're done. Okay, example 3. On example 3, again, same procedure. Put up your fence. Okay, don't be afraid of the fractions. This one is the smallest one, so we're going to go ahead and move it over to be with the whole x. So subtract 2/5 x, since it's a positive, on both sides. This cancels out, so that gives you 12 is equal to, now we kind of have a problem, but we kind of don't. We've got one whole x, and we need to subtract 2/5 from it. So if we will make one whole x a fraction, 5 over 5x, and just say 5/5 minus 2/5, they have the same denominator. So all we're messing with are the numerators. 5 minus 2 would be 3 positive fifths. X is equal to 12. Okay, so 5/5 minus 2/5 gets you 3/5. X equals 12. Now this is the part that you need to take the reciprocal and multiply by the reciprocal to undo this fraction. Okay, this is a fraction, whole number. We need to make the whole number a fraction. These 5's cancel out. These 3's cancel out. That just leaves your x to be equal to 5 times 12, which is 60, divided by 3 times 1, which is 3. So 60 divided by 3, or 20. And you're done with example 3. That one's a little tricky. Example 4, x plus 6, or 6 plus x divided by 3 equals x. To undo the last thing you did to the variable on the left, you're going to have to multiply both sides by what you're dividing by. So 3 over 1 here, since this whole thing is a fraction. 3 here, since it's a whole number. Cancel out your 3's. So 6 plus x is equal to 3x. Now, again, put up your fence. Move the smaller of the two x's. So subtract x on the left and on the right of the equal sign. Cancels out there, so 6 is equal to 3x minus x would be 2x. Divide by your 2. So x would be equal to whatever 6 divided by 2 is. You got it. It is 3. Okay. Now in example 5, we've got some distribution that we need to take care of first. So 5 times a, 5a, 5 times negative 2 is negative 10 minus 3 is equal to, now on this side we have 3a plus 7 plus 2a. Let's go ahead and put the 3a and the 2a together. Okay, because they're on the same side of the equal sign. 3a plus 2a is 5a. And it is this point, yes, you do need to put up your fence. And if you are, go ahead and put the constants together, negative 10 and negative 3. So you have 5a minus 13 is equal to 5a. Now they're the same. So just subtract 5a on both sides. And interestingly enough, they both cancel out. So you have negative 13 is equal to nothing. Is this true? Does negative 13 equal nothing? No. This is false. And since it's false, it cannot happen. So we would say no solution. And that's it on letter A. It's a weird one that comes up about every so often. Okay, the next one, B. Okay, 1/3 times 24x and 1/3 times negative 15. So 1/3 times 24x, we would have 1/3 times 24x over 1. Let's just go ahead and write it out so we don't get confused here, since you do have a fraction and you tend to get a little confused sometimes when you have a fraction. Bring down the minus sign. So 1/3. Let's go ahead and make that a plus since 1/3 is positive. So positive 1/3 times a negative 15. And let's put it over 1 since it is a fraction. And then 8x minus 5. Now let's do the math here. 24x over 3 plus negative 15 over 3 equals 8x minus 5. 24 divided by 3 is 8x plus 15 divided by 3, that's going to be a negative 5 equals 8x minus 5. If I subtract 8x on both sides, forgot to put up my fence, they cancel out, and that leaves us negative 5 is equal to negative 5. And that is true. So we're going to have infinitely many solutions to this problem. And again, that doesn't happen very often, but it does happen some. And if you'll remember the example of the debit card, okay, if this equation were programmed into the debit card machine, any code you put in will work. Doesn't matter what it is, anything you put in as your passcode will work. Kind of dangerous, I would think. Okay, for this one, if we have this equation programmed into the debit card machine, it doesn't matter what you put in as your passcode, it's not going to work. Okay, if this equation were plugged into or programmed into the debit card machine, the only passcode that's going to work is 3. Okay, so keep in mind that it depends on the equation as to what kind of answer you are going to get. Okay, thank you. Has money?